So I had a client of mine, a strategy client. I do corporate strategy a lot. And I had a corporate client call me up and say, I've got a Lynette problem. And I laughed. I said, what's a Lynette problem? And he said, we've got this ungoverned idea and we need to put a fence around it. And I said, wow, I did not know that that was what I do. But really, and this comes back to our backgrounds in the armed forces, one of the things we learn to do is analyze a problem, analyze it using structure, analyze it dispassionately. When I was teaching young officers in the British Army, one of the things we brought in was the 7 questions. And it replaced the old ideas of battle procedure. When I was young, I learned the 16 steps of battle procedure. And there was a time when I knew a mnemonic for rattling them off one by one, right? We turned it into a set of 7 questions. And every young officer and every NCO in the British Army, they do this in real life. When there is a problem, tactical problem, an operational problem, an admin problem, you just start asking yourself these 7 questions. And then when you get to the end, the last question you ask is, what has changed? And that then becomes the first question of the
Right.
next time you're asking those. These are using structures to take the wild and woolly, ungoverned world where we live and turn it into something that our brains can deal with.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know what you're talking about. It's one of those things that you can apply with leadership and everything as well, because, when you effectively make changes, you have to go through those lists. And at the end, was it effective? Did it make a change? And then start back over. And that's forward progression, you know, and, if you apply that to even your small business, you're going to be successful, because what works, at a big level, you can downsize it to a small level and work it just the same. The biggest thing that I find, with transition out of the military, there's multiple different facets, and it's extremely different on multiple different levels.